Yo, it's value for value. Welcome back to Ice Don't Miss. So Megan Thee Stallion and Lipa made a new video. They made a new collab called Sweet Pie. I should have done this reaction video a while ago, but I was kind of like busy with some few things, so we're doing this right now. And this is just a teaser. Now I guess a lot of people have watched that video and you can really appreciate the amount of satanic and demonic imagery that was being used in that video, and also the use of hypersexualization to brainwash the masses, as well as to program them to behave in a certain way in the community. Now in this segment, I won't go deep into the video to start decoding the symbolism because it's open in plain sight for everyone to see, but there's an agenda which I want to discuss in this video. Nothing much. The video is all about MK Ultra mind control, and they are programming the masses to behave and think in a certain way. But now you have to understand that to perfectly do this programming, you have to look for subjects that have been through the better mind control programming or the better sex kitten programming, and that's why we got Lipa and Megan Thee Stallion. I mean, the way they did this video, the way they hypersexualize the masses, you have to understand something which I find it very difficult to discuss on this platform, but I'm gonna say it anyways. Now let's start with their names. We have Megan Thee Stallion, we have Lipa. Like I said in my last video on Lipa, I made an exposure on Lipa, but now talking about the name Lipa, Dua means duality. Dua means duality. You know, the secret is in their names. The secret has always been in their names, but people feel like we just hate people, but that's not the truth, okay? Because we love everyone. Dua Lipa means like the dua in the lipa, it means duality. It means both male and female. Like that's why we call Dua Lipa, because she's both male and female. Now going down to Megan Thee Stallion. Stallion is a male horse. So there's no right or wrong, or there's no some hidden agenda we're doing on the dark side. No. The truth is that if you go to their names, you can understand everything. These names aren't just random names. They actually take time and they choose the names of these subjects. And don't forget, it's just a nickname, okay? So if I'm saying Megan Thee Stallion and I'm saying Dua Lipa, they're all transgenders, it doesn't mean I hate transgender people. I'm just exposing the truth. I'm just exposing the dark side. Now, the whole stuff, you know, when you see this amount of hypersexualization, it also have to do with the agenda, because you know, normal cis women or straight women, they don't really need to go through that extra seduction, extra makeup, extra human hair and all this other stuff. You know, all this extra stuff are mostly being, you know, used by people that are from the other side, if you know what I mean. Now the elites have seen this as an opportunity to use these people to push out an agenda on the masses, because for all these makeup companies, for all these large cosmetic companies, for them to really blow up, they really have to use something else to make the public to buy their products. And that's why I've said this over and over. You don't really have to do those things for you to be appreciated by other people, because some of the time, some of the people that you see around are not really what you think they are. They might be mixed, they might be something else, they might be bisexual, they might be this, they might be that. But you can't bash yourself down because you can't compare with these people. You might be like, okay, I'm ugly, I'm not having big boobs, big ass and all these things, but you don't really know what the other person did to have these things. So that goes now to the music industry, the way they try to like portray certain people to be at the top, and you know, people that are not really that sexy, they make them feel like they're fat and ugly. So there's a dark secret in the music industry, there's a dark secret in the fashion industry, there's a dark secret in Hollywood and all these other big companies, and that's what I'm trying to expose here. Okay, let's take for example, there's a brand called Victoria's Secret. I know a lot of you guys know about those brands, and so some of the time you guys are even using their products. There's a brand called Victoria's Secret, but you have to understand that there's a secret about Victoria, and that's why they call it Victoria's Secret. And if you go deep down the rabbit hole, that dirty rabbit hole, and you start digging deep, you come to realize that some of the models in Victoria's Secret are not really women, they are trans women. And you might feel like there's no problem about it, but at least people should know that these things are true. You know, people should know what they're going for. That's why I'm like, all these extra lingeries, all these pants, all these V-pants, all these strings, you know, all this sexy stuff are not really coming from the good side, okay? Because they're actually bringing out the spirit of seduction to some people, and they get into their marriages and they destroy their marriages. Because seduction itself is a spirit. If you don't know, I'm just being honest with you, and you can go online and check this out real quick. Seduction is a spirit on its own, and when you allow the spirit of seduction to come into your life, it messes you up in every single way. So when you see these women going out to these Victoria's Secrets and going to these other brands, and they get these sexy pants, lingeries and all these things, thinking that it will help to beautify their marriage or make their marriage more sweeter, they tend to ignore the fact that they are bringing demons into their life, and it ends up destroying their marriages. And that's how these things goes. And to be honest with you, it doesn't end there. Now, going back to the hypersexualization, you know, I really had to sit down one day for 1 hour to watch a video on YouTube by another truther, a female. She got herself half naked in bikini, you know, she wore a breastwear and she wore a pant. And I felt like she was just being overzealous or just trying to show up her body. But she was actually trying to bring out a theory that some of these porn actresses are not really women. They are trans women that are acting like women to act in the porn industry. And you know, the porn industry is another segment of the hypersexualization and spirit of seduction, spirit of sexual immorality and all these other things, because that's where all these things are coming from. But she took out a lot of time, explained a lot of things for almost an hour just to prove her point, and she was right. And it makes sense to me, because when you see some of these women in this porn industry, although you may think they are very sexy, they are very beautiful, but the way they act, they have this extra energy. They have this extra energy that can really make you go insane. And that's crazy looking at that in hindsight. Now he explains why you will see one girl going in with like 10 men, you know, ghetto gagas and all this other crazy stuff. Now we can really understand what happened on the dark side. Like I said, the whole agenda, the main agenda in this video is demonic. You can see demons everywhere, and you can't even argue about it. And you can see porn, you know, this is soft porn, because they're actually hypersexualizing the masses and making people to become excited over things that are not necessary in this time period. And it's crazy. The start of the video is all about MK Ultra mind control. So we have to appreciate the use of MK Ultra beta sex kitten imagery. You know, the whole stuff was like Alice in Wonderland. You know how that stuff goes, and you know, guys have to go to this place, and you know, then they find Megan Thee Stallion. And when you see that little hut, it's like a dungeon. It's like they're going into hell, but actually I feel like they're going down the rabbit hole. They're going down this rabbit hole, and we have these two people like Megan Thee Stallion, Dua Lipa. They're like acting like witches, and they are casting spells on these people and taking them down this demonic rabbit hole. And when you see this dark imagery, a lot of hell, you know, evil stuff, you have demons and you know, stuff like that, you can't say that this is okay. You can't say this is normal. You can't say this is just okay, just fun or just art. This is something very evil. And if you look at the face of Dua Lipa, you will see the spider symbolism. For a while right now, I've been speaking about the spider symbolism, so I won't go back to the spider symbolism. You can go back and watch the other videos, but you can constantly see this mind control symbolism being used in their videos. Like I said, repetition is the key to mind control, and they know very well that if they keep repeating something over and over and over, people finally accept it and it will become their normal lifestyle. That is why they have to keep hypersexualizing the masses. They have to keep programming people, and this agenda alone has destroyed a lot of homes, because people can't control themselves anymore, because they spend the whole time watching these things, and when they watch these things, they end up watching other things. One thing can lead to another thing, and the other thing leads to another thing, and that's how they keep pushing out their agendas to the masses. This is Eyes Don't Miss, and it was Value for Viral. We are just exposing the dark side, and this is just an intro.